Now broadcasting from his hidden bunker and fully stocked bar, it is the Saturday Report with Colt Sebastian Taylor.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, where I bring you the news you may have missed this week. Of course, you can find me on a whole array of different social media channels, including the Twitter, the Facebook, the Twitch, the Cameo, Instagram, Facebook, all at Colt S. Taylor. And also, my friends, of course, you should always pass along to someone who may be unaware of the show, where you can listen to it at anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor. All right, my friends, it's time to get started with this week's Saturday Report. First up this year, Pantone, announced their color of the year in 2024. It is Peach Fuzz. Yes, that's right, a Peach Fuzz, a light, fruity tone that conjures peace and serenity, according to research from the Color Institute. Quote, "We're going through a lot of our turmoil in our lives, and we need a color that's nurturing," according to color specialist Latrice Eastman. It's a warm and cozy shade, and it's very tactile. We feel that at a time like this, tactility is really important to touch other people and gather them into our homes. Peach flavored tones, this specific one's called Peach Fuzz, but peachy tones have been very popular in recent designs from Gucci, Sport Max, and Jill Sander. At the Oscar Vanity Fair after party in March, Hilary Duff wore some peach-flavored clothing, as well as Uma Thurman during the Women Making History Awards in the Prada Fall-Winter 2023 Gabardine dress in the same color. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wore a peach-colored tux at a recent awards ceremony, so it's becoming a pretty popular color, and that's Pantone's color of the year in 2024. The color expert said, quote, "We think of peach as being significantly nostalgic color, more frequently a woman's color, and yet it has been adapted and gathered into men's wardrobes and surroundings. I think it speaks to the modernality of the shade." So if you're looking to have your newest fashions ready to go, you're going to want to pick Peach Fuzz, because that is Pantone's color of the year. It's also the 25th anniversary of Pantone releasing a color of the year. The color psychology behind Eastman and her team's last three selections have all been rooted in endurance, optimism, courage, and strength, and references their continually turbulent times. But the capturing mood, even in an atmosphere of confusion and anxiety, is a familiar tone. Familiar territory for Pantone. After its first color year was Sky Blue in 1999. Quote, "It was wonderful, hopeful, and all those wonderful things you feel when thinking about the future, but there was also the fear that all the clocks were going to stop, so that was our challenge. But for us, it was simple: the color of the sky, the color of heavens, what lies in front of us." So, yeah, Peach Fuzz, color of the year in 2004. Moving along to other news, Charlie Sheen. Remember Charlie Sheen, Tiger Blood, winning, whatnot, had some big old drinking and drug problems. Well, later this month or next month officially marks 6 years sober for Charlie Sheen. He did an interview in People magazine saying, quote, "Next month I'll be 6 years sober. I have a very consistent lifestyle now. It's all about single dad stuff, raising my 14-year-old twin boys, Max and Bob." The actors had a very long documented battle with addiction. He admitted that he used to love drinking in the morning and would often add scotch and coffee. Ooh, Irish coffee. But now he wakes up by 5 a.m. to get an early jump on the news, work out, answer emails, and help his kids get ready for the day. Quote, "Then I get the kids up and help them with a morning routine, if you can call it a routine." His twin boys are 14. He also shares twins. He shares those twins with his ex-wife, Brooke Mueller. He has a daughter, Sammy 19, Lola 18, with ex-wife Denise Richards, as well. And I had no idea about this. He has a daughter who's 38, that's like only a few years younger than me, with his high school girlfriend, Paula Prophet. He said he decided to get sober after going back on a promise he made to his daughter while drunk. The actor told People magazine that he stopped drinking to be a better dad. Quote, "One morning I forgot that my daughter had an appointment I promised to drive her to, and I was already had a couple of pops that day, so I had to call my friend Tony to take us. We got there on time, but it broke my heart because she was in the back seat, and I could tell she was thinking, why isn't Dad driving? So I got home and sat with that for the rest of the day, and then the next morning I just stopped." So, that's great for him. I mean, he looks like way, way healthier now than he did several years ago. And, he seems to be pulling himself back together again. He's also said, quote, "I think the first month I was like, I'm going to give it a month, see if I feel better, and if my interactions with those closest improve. And they did, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go for another month. And then I got a little traction, and I had momentum." Quote, "There's just instant evidence that this was the side I needed to be on. I couldn't be in denial about it anymore." Now that he is comfortable with his sobriety, Charlie Sheen is, quote, "ready to make his Hollywood comeback after watching his reputation fall apart during his infamous 2011 meltdown," which I think we all saw. So Charlie Sheen, 6 years sober. He might even be getting back together with his old 2.5 Men producer, who he had a big falling out with, and got literally killed off in the show, and had a big falling out with the producer. But rumor has it he may be doing another TV show with him now that they have, mended bridges. Guess we'll see. But anyways, yep, Charlie Sheen, 6 years sober. Good job, Charlie Sheen. Hot Shots Part 2, amazing movie. Moving on to another end-of-year list, which I do enjoy going through at the end of the year. It does make content production on my end. Very nice. Wikipedia released its top 25 web pages viewed this year. And I'll give you the list here shortly. According to the nonprofit Wikimedia Foundation, which runs Wikipedia, 84 billion pages were viewed so far in 2023. And these are the top 25 pages. All right. At number 25, Andrew Tate, which is that weird guy arrested in Romania and for sex trafficking. Terrible person. Number 20, that was a 12 million views, 12,700,000 and change. At nearly 12.8 million was the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Follow that pretty closely. Number 23 at 13.3 million, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Watch it, good movie. Number 22, Lisa Marie Presley. That was 13.7 million views on Wikipedia, and she died this year, so that's probably how that popped up so quickly. She died early in the year, January 12th, 2023, but her cause of death kind of lingered a bit, so that was a big viewed one. Number 21, India, just a country, 13.8 million. Number 20, Avatar, Way of the Water, 14.3 million. Didn't see it, not that interested in it. Number 19, Elon Musk, in the news a whole lot this year for pretty much destroying Twitter. Number 18, the United States, just the country, $16.2 million views. Number 17, Matthew Perry from Friends, who passed away recently, 16.4 million. Number 16, the Premier League, very popular soccer league in the United Kingdom area. Anyway, 16.6. Cristiano Ronaldo, 17.4 million, a very famous soccer player. All right, moving along. At number 13, Barbie the film. Which I saw. I thought it was pretty good. Barbie the film had 18 million 18 million views. Next on that list is the 2023 Indian Premier League, which is, I believe, soccer or cricket? Soccer cricket? Cricket. Oh, wait, that was number 9. I skipped a few. I'm sorry. I skipped a few. Indian Premier League. Is it soccer? Soccer? Huh. Cricket. No, it's cricket. I was right. It's cricket. Anyways, going back. Barbie was number 13. Number 12, Taylor Swift, the singer, 19.4 million. Number 11, The Last of Us, very popular HBO series based off a video game, 19.7 million. 7 million. Then number 10, Pathan at 19.9 million. That is an Indian film. Then at number 9 is the 2023 Indian Premier League at 20.6 million. It's funny. More people looked at the 2023 Indian Premier League at 20.6 million than the actual country, India. That's funny. Number 8 is Jawan, which was another Indian movie at 21 million views, which is, again, pretty impressive. It's a Hindi language action thriller. So, never seen it. Then next after that, number 7, J. Robert Oppenheimer, 25.6 million. Not the movie, the person. Number 6 at 25.9 million was Cricket World Cup. Number 5 was the movie Oppenheimer, 28.3 million. So that's funny. So more people looked at the movie Oppenheimer, and then most of those people clicked on who he was to read more about him. Number 4 was the Indian Premier League, which is the overall thing. Like the 2023 Indian Premier League was just about the year 2023. Number 4 was the league itself. Number 3 was the 2023 Cricket World Cup. Which is funny. More people looked at that than the Cricket World Cup overall. Just this season, that was 38.1 million. Number 2 were the deaths in 2023, a very popular page to see who had died this year, 42.6 million. And then the number 1 webpage viewed on Wikipedia this year, ChatGPT at 49.4 million page views. ChatGPT is an AI thing where you can ask it to write something for you. Does a pretty okay job, to tell you the truth. It's not too bad. So, anyways, those were the top 25 places. People visited on Wikipedia. There you are. So have you viewed those pages? I've looked at most of those, not the cricket ones or the Indian movies, but I have looked at all those. Now some did not make the list. For exact, Hamas did not make the 20, even though it's been in the news a lot. It has only really started since October 7th, so hasn't quite gotten the millions and millions of views yet. So, but they're expecting that probably to be on next year's high list. Maybe. They might wrap things up. Maybe there'll be peace out there. Who knows? But that one, Taylor Swift, not a surprise. Soccer and cricket, also not a surprise. It's a pretty impressive list. Now, there are over 4,000. According to India is a very big country that uses Wikipedia a lot. According to Wikipedia, right now, quote, right now we have 4,700 active English Wikipedia volunteer editors in India. That total puts them only behind the United States and the United Kingdom. India has a rich media environment and information technology sector. So, not surprising. There is 1 billion people there, so things popular in India, not surprising, it's making several appearances on that list. Speaking of Taylor Swift, not only is she one of the most viewed Wikipedia articles, she's also Time Magazine's Person of the Year. That's right, they selected her for the Person of the Year cover. According to Time Editor-in-Chief Sam Jacobs, quote, "In a divided world where too many institutions are failing, Taylor Swift found a way to transcend borders and become a source of light. No one else on the planet can move so many people so well. Achieving this feat is something we often chalk up to alignment of planets and fates, but giving too much credit to the stars ignores her skill and power." According to the article, she's quoted as saying, "I know I'm going on stage whether I'm sick, injured, heartbroken, uncomfortable, stressed. That's part of my identity as a human right now. If someone buys a ticket to my show, I'm going to play it unless we have some sort of force majeure, like, bad weather or something like that." She is on her Eras tour. It's a 3.5-hour show brought to 66 shows in 23 cities in North America, Argentina, and Brazil. That's her part. She also released a concert film of it during the strike, the SAG-AFTRA strike. She struck a deal with the union and bypassed production studios and released her movie with distributor AMC. Her Eras tour film made more than $200 million globally, according to AMC Theater CEO Adam Aron on Twitter. It is a record-breaking concert film. No other concert film has ever made that much money. She also re-released 2 of her albums, claiming ownership of the 8 of her 10 eras. At the end of 2022, she released the Bejeweled music video and embedded it into her plans for 2023. The singer rode an elevator and planned to stop at Floors 3, her 3rd album, Speak Now, Taylor's version, her 5th album, 1989, Taylor's version, during that music video. There's only 2 albums left to be done. Reputation, Taylor's version, and her own debut album. Swift said the Reputation tracks will be, quote, fire. She told in Time Magazine the interview during the Person of the Year, quote, "I'm collecting Horcruxes," Harry Potter reference. "I'm collecting Infinity Stones. Gandalf's voice is in my head every time I put out a new one. For me, it is a movie now." So she is a billionaire by re-releasing this her albums over the last few years and this tour. A incredible businesswoman. There's also have been impacts by her. She's affected economies on a local basis. She now is expanding, having thematic soaps and cruise lines. USA Today has a full-time reporter dedicated to Taylor Swift. So, crazy. And she's dating a football player, Travis Kelce. So, kind of crazy stuff going on with Taylor Swift. One of the most viewed Wikipedia articles, billionaire, and now Time Magazine's Person of the Year. She's an impressive woman. Very, very impressive. In other music news, BTS, the hit Korean boy band, guys, I do not know who they are. I don't listen to Korean pop music. But anyways, 4 of the 7 remaining BTS members have enlisted into the military. What are they abandoning music? No. In South Korea, all males between the ages of 18 and 28 are required to serve 2 years in the military or some other alternative service method. It is a mandatory thing that they still do there. South Korea, of course, just south of North Korea. Always a little tension there. But they have now officially begun their mandatory military service. They got a few deferments from the South Korean government over the years because they were in a very popular band that was generating a whole lot of money for the economy there. But now they are officially going to be doing their service. According to the ones that are listing are Jungkook, Jimin Will, are serving together with RM and V enlisting separately. I guess that's their names. I don't know. But in a statement shared by the agency, their music agency, they said, quote, "Thank you to the fans who always love BTS. We would like to provide follow-up information regarding the military enlistment of RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook are enlisting in active duty soldiers in the Army to fulfill their service obligations. According to the statement, RM and V will enlist individually through their own procedures, while Jimin and Jungkook will enlist at the same time. Quote, there will be no separate official event on the day of their entry into the recruiting center. We ask that you only give them a warm send-off and encouragement to those four with your heart." So, yeah. Right now, Suga, I guess is I don't know who these people are, is the only BTS member thus far to complete his mandatory service as a social service agent rather than an active duty soldier in the military. He received shoulder surgery in 2020, leading to an alternative service method. So BTS boys are going to the military for 2 years serving. I don't know if if they have to take like a 2-year break on their music, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how that works. Oh, wait, yes, they are. They are on the hiatus for 2 years while they do their military service. It was revealed in September that BTS would renew their contract with Hybe and Big Hit Music. Each BTS member is said to have planned to sign exclusive agreements with the company following a broad resolution with Bright Music. The contract will include future releases from 2025 onwards when their hiatus is expected to conclude. So, BTS fans, you have a 2-year drought of new music because they're serving the military in South Korea, being responsible citizens. So, good luck there, BTS boys. Moving on to McDonald's, food, folks, and fun. McDonald's is announcing it's testing a new chain of restaurants called Cosmic, C-O-S-M-C, Cosmic stores. They're testing out new restaurant format with customizable drinks and treats designed to appeal to the afternoon snackers and grab sales from competitors like Starbucks and Dunkin'. It's going to open 10, 1 in Chicago, 9 in Texas, for the first half of next year, and then study the results to see whether or not it's worth expanding it. The announcement is one of the most anticipated in the McDonald's day-long investor conference. The company is also expected to open nearly 10,000 McDonald's restaurants worldwide for the next 4 years. Not 10,000 total, 10,000 more to reach 50,000 McDonald's restaurants. That's crazy. Worldwide. 50,000. A pace of growth that would be unprecedented even by the world's largest burger chain. It plans to open 900 new stores in the U.S., 1,900 in international markets, with company operated and franchised restaurants in Canada, Germany, United Kingdom, and Australia. McDonald's plans for another 7,000 stores in international markets that are operated by licensees. More than half of those would be in China. Beyond that, it's the Cosmic format is going to expand its menu and service times to keep up with the fast-growing chains like Starbucks. Starbucks said last month it plans to open 55,000 stores by 2030, up from 38,000 today. So Starbucks wants to have 55,000 stores by 2030. McDonald's wants another 10,000 in the next 4 years. So they're definitely they're definitely very competitive with each other. McDonald's president and CEO Chris Kempczinski said Cosmics is designed to fill a slump in sales that the company sees in the mid-afternoon. But the complexity of its drinks will offer, such as a churro frappe, a pear-flavored slushie, or turmeric latte, make it impossible to fit into its existing restaurants. Cosmic is named after a space alien character McDonald's introduced in the 1980s, will serve snacks like pretzel bites and egg McMuffins. According to the CEO, quote, "This is a $100 billion category that's growing faster than the rest of casual dining with superior margins. And it's a space we believe we have a right to win." They're also testing new systems at this smaller Cosmic restaurants, including drive-through lanes that manage traffic based on the complexity of orders. So if you have a very complicated order, you go into lane 2. If you have a quick, like, I just want a little thing, you go into lane 1. Pretty impressive. McDonald's said that the global growth of delivery demand makes it critical that restaurant locations get even closer to customers so food can arrive faster and hotter. And they'll have like dedicated areas where like Hub Grub and all those delivery services can pick up the food without tying up traffic. McDonald's delivery made up $1 billion of global sales in 2017. That is now $16 billion delivering McDonald's food. Crazy. But also, they're stressing that you still want to have places where you can eat there. Like, not just kitchen-only McDonald's, like an actual restaurant. Quote, "Not everybody wants delivery every single meal. Sometimes they want to go to the restaurant with their family." I actually can't remember last time. I think last time I was inside a McDonald's and sat down to eat McDonald's food was in Ireland. I don't think I do that around here. The CEO is not concerned about cannibalizing sales by existing McDonald's locations. He said the population shifts have left many parts of the country underserved, so McDonald's wants to prevent competitors from snatching up good real estate. According to McDonald's Chief Customer Officer, Manu Sajarat, he said the company took 33 years to open its first 10,000 restaurants. It took 18 years to go from 30 to 40, and they want to go from 40 to 50,000 in 4 years. Whew, crazy. Crazy. They also announced at this investors meeting that they have a multi-year partnership with Google Cloud and going to use the cloud to help with their ordering kiosks as opposed to like computers that sit there. So hopefully it will go faster and will be more reliable. So interesting, very interesting. I may have to swing by a ye old McDonald's soon and see if their food and decor has improved. Very, very, very interesting. Yes. And they very much want to get into the coffee business, like just compete with Starbucks. The company already sells 8 million cups of coffee a day, but apparently the growth has been hampered by a fragmented approach. McDonald's plans to promote one brand, McCafe, and whittle down the list of equipment suppliers so coffee becomes more consistent globally. So I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't know, but McDonald's, they're growing. They're not whittling down like the Wendy's. There's like 3 or 4 like Wendy's around where I live that aren't Wendy's anymore. They're just empty. But I guess McDonald's, they're doing well. They are doing well. Moving along, my friends, we go to Germany. Do you know that there is competitive forklift driving? Yes, it's a thing. Competitive forklift driving, and earlier this week, Germany hosts it. It's called the Stapler Cup. I don't know why. It's a competitive event that sees hundreds of forklift drivers from around the world going head-to-head in a series of difficult challenges for a title of, you guessed it, World's Best Forklift Driver. So you say to yourself, hey, that's not too hard. Well, they're just not moving stuff around. They are stacking things that could easily fall over. They're moving things around in terms of time. They're building like little towers, all with only using a forklift, which, not known for its finesse. It's been around since 1992, apparently. It was created by a gifted forklift operator named Peter Schruffet, and his manager created the first Stapler Cup obstacle course in 1992. So he was apparently very, very, very good. For example, he used the prongs of the forklift to put eyelets of a thin wire around a ballpoint pen refill. So that's pretty tiny things done with a forklift. Now, up into 2007, the event was only for German forklift drivers. It's a German event. Then in 2007, it became open to Europeans, and now it is a global contest. You have to qualify. I don't know if they have regionals, but they have qualifiers, especially in Germany, regionals where people come in and try to try to make it, and so they can go to the finals in Germany in December. I'm just guessing they don't bring their own. If you're traveling from overseas, you don't put your forklift in the overhead compartment or underneath the plane in a luggage. You have to use the forklifts that are there. But I'm sure they get a few days to practice to get the feeling down and whatnot. But yeah, it's a thing. And I've watched a few of those videos. I'll tell you what. I'm impressed. I would just be knocking everything over. But anyways, yep, there's competitive forklifting right now in Germany. Don't know who the champion is as of yet, but maybe I'll find out next week. But that's a thing that happens in December. The Stapler Cup, competitive forklift driving with challenges and an obstacle course. Not on ESPN, at least, not yet. Moving along, trivia. It's the end of the year. I love these lists of trivia. I came across one that I usually don't go through all of them. I went through all of these. And these is from cracked.com. And this is apparently 29 bits of trivia that have appeared to have been transmitted eons ago from the darkest corners of the universe. I don't know about that, but here's some trivia things that you may not be aware of. Coca-Cola was invented by a Confederate Civil War veteran, by Dr. John Smith Petterton, suffering from a war wound. He was addicted to morphine and created it as an alternative painkiller because it had some, actual coke in it. Fanta was invented for Nazi Germany during World War II. Apparently, getting the Coca-Cola syrup was difficult because of the war and the various, embargoes. But a German Coke plant used byproducts to create a new drink called Fanta. Sprite was introduced as clear lemon Fanta. Developed by West Germany in 1959, the Fanta offshoot was created as a competitor to 7-Up. Pepsi was originally called Brad's Drink. Got a better name. Caleb Bradham invented the drink, and he called it Brad's Drink, but eventually they moved on to Pepsi. According to so there's some soda trivia. Here's some other trivia for you that I think you will enjoy. Australia, half of a banknote is worth half its face value. So if you tear a 10 in half, apparently it's worth 5. So you could literally rip money in half and it'd be worth half that amount. Most of the sets for Independence Day, great movie, were built in the same hangar where Howard Hughes built his Spruce Goose, world's biggest airplane. According to in John Wick Chapter 2, Peter Stormare, which is a great Swedish actor, kind of just stumbled into the movie. He was hanging out with Keanu Reeves, and he was a fan of the first movie. He asked Reeves, what can I do to be in the next movie? And Keanu Reeves put him in there. This one I did know. Most Canadians live south of the 49th parallel. Now, the 49th parallel latitude is the northern border of the United States between Minnesota and Washington State, and then Canada dips down a bit. Well, 72% live below that, including the 2 largest cities, Montreal and Toronto. More trivia for you. In 1969, Pat Sajak cut off Richard Nixon to play Christmas music. Nixon made a very long pause in his Christmas speech to the troops in Vietnam. So Pat Sajak, Wheel of Fortune of fame, cut off the broadcast, put on some music. When Nixon resumed talking, Pat Sajak just left the music on, thinking soldiers would rather listen to that than President Nixon. More trivia. When swallowing, a frog's eyes retract down towards the esophagus. Ugh, I don't know about that. That's awful. There were more immaculate innings in 2017 than from 1929 to 1952. An immaculate inning is when a baseball pitcher strikes out 3 batters with only 9 pitches. Between 1929 and 1952, there were no innings where that happened. In 2017, there were 8. There were 8 in 2017 alone. Crazy. Pirates wore earrings because they thought it improved their eyesight. That had magical healing properties. The official color of the Golden Gate Bridge is international orange. Architect Irving F. Morrow undertook color studies, which resulted in the unique color because it blended well with the nearby hills and contrasted with the ocean and sky. Tea bricks were used as currency in some places until World War II. Little snacks, little tea brick snacks. In 1973, Jimmy Carter filed a report for a UFO he saw 4 years earlier. According to Jimmy Carter, 10 to 12 people witnessed the same event described as a very bright object with changing colors about the size of the moon. Nearly all garlic consumed in the United States comes from Gilroy, California. The area grows 90% of the garlic Americans eat, which is around 150 million pounds a year. I love that. I love garlic. All blue-eyed people are related to a mutant named the Founder. Danish researchers believe the identical gene sequencing display in blue-eye individuals come from a single person called the Founder, whose genes mutated between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Those are blue-eyed folks. More trivia. Abraham Lincoln has a surprisingly high and squeaky voice, but, there's no recordings of him, so you just have to go on what other people say. Dragonflies used to be much more dragon than fly 300 million years ago and a wingspan of 2.5 feet and ruled the skies because, there were no birds. In the movie The Guardians of the Galaxy, there was a prison scene called The Kiln. When they stopped finishing it, they melted the set and sold the steel because that's the only way they could make it work for the budget. If they spent money to build it, then they melted down the steel and sold the steel. They could make the budget for the movie. More trivia. Every year, Halifax, Nova Scotia sends a Christmas tree to the city of Boston, and this dates back to 1917 when a freighter blew up in Halifax, the largest man-made explosion until the nuclear bomb. Boston sent 500-bed hospital unit, 30 doctors, 70 nurses, and a ton of medical supplies, and raised $100,000 in the first hour of fundraising for Halifax, known as the Halifax disaster. And since then, as thanks, Halifax always sends a Christmas tree down to Boston. I knew that. More trivia. In January 2014, 90 farting cows in Germany blew off the roof of a shed. So much methane built up, there was a spark, and it blew off the roof of the shed. That's a thing. That's why there's big fans in cow sort of houses or cow barns to get that methane gas out because it builds up, spark, kablooey. Cows add a lot of methane to the environment. In the 1900 Olympics in Paris, there was a swimming obstacle race. Swimmers climbed a pole, jumped from it into the River Seine, then swam against the current until they reached a row of boats, climbed over them, then ducked under another row, and did that. For some reason, they only did this event once, so there's only one gold medal winner of a swimming obstacle race. I think they should bring it back. That sounds really, really, really good. Steve Jobs is buried in an unmarked grave at the Alta Mesa Memorial Park because he wants privacy. but people were still trying to figure out where they buried him. So they come down, kind of wander around the park, see if they can figure out where Steve Jobs is buried. And finally, the final bit of trivia for you that you did not know. In the movie Home Alone, there's a movie within a movie, Angels with Filthy Souls, also one in the sequel. That movie within the movie, Keep the Change, you filthy animal, that was filmed in one day in an abandoned high school gym in New Tier West High School. So, pretty crazy. So there's some trivia, end of year trivia you did not know. I knew some of them. Maybe you did too. But I figured I'd pass along. I love trivias, and that trivia is for you, my friends. And finally this week, the Cleveland Guardians have stunned the baseball world by getting the number one pick in the MLB draft lottery. They apparently only had a 2% chance of winning, and yet were selected at random to be the top number one draft picker for the first time in franchise history. Pretty crazy stuff. The Cincinnati Reds picked up the number 2 spot. Colorado Rockies will pick 3rd, and Chicago White Sox rounded out the top 5. The Guardians, who won 76 games in 2023, were not expected to get that top selection, but they did. They did. Now, how that gets, it's very complicated how they put that into there and whatnot. Your schedule, what you picked last year, and your wins all determine it. So they only had a 2% chance of winning the number one pick, and they got the number one pick. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So maybe the Cleveland Guardians will be picking up some young superstars this year with their number one pick in the MLB draft lottery. Well, my friends, that just about wraps up this week's Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor. Thank you so much for listening today. I certainly appreciate it. You can listen to past episodes at anchor.fm and then find me at all bunch of different social media things like the Twitter, the Instagram, the Cameo, Counter Social, Threads, Colt S. Taylor. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And, that wraps up. So, until next week, my friends, I'm, of course, your friend, Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later.